Hello everyone, welcome back to the 2018 Granny Square Crochet Along. Today we are making every girl's best friend, diamonds. As the song goes, diamonds are a girl's best friend. We're making diamonds in the wall, so we're going to keep them hidden in the wall. It's a lovely simple square. We've got a 4-row repeat going on. 4-row repeat, yes, 4-row repeat, and it's just, yeah, super simple and a really nice square to make up, and this would look great in many colours or just one colour. So grab your things. I'm just using one colour, so just hook, scissors, yarn, cup of tea, and you may find it really useful as well to see how many rows you need to continue on. So grab your things and let's get started. Okay, row 1, you want to chain 27, and I know that sounds a lot, but don't panic. It's kind of hard to explain what those chains are going to be, but all will be revealed in the next row, so just trust the pattern and go with me. So you want to find your 8th chain from the hook. So remember, don't count the loop on your hooks. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so in your 8th chain from the hook, you want to do 3 double crochet. Now I know saying the 8th chain sounds a bit crazy, but as I said, it will make sense when we get to the next row. Okay, so 3 double crochet in that 8th chain, and then chain 1, skip 2 chains and do a double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip a chain and do a double crochet in the next. Make sure you are going into the correct chain, so skip 1 and go into the next with a double crochet, chain 1, skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and then do 3 double crochet in the next. It's always more fiddly working into this foundation chain, but this will become a lot easier once we've done this initial row. So hang in there. You probably know by now I don't really like working into this foundation chain either, but it's worth it. Okay, so then we're going to do that same pattern here. Chain 1, skip a chain, skip 2 chains and double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1 chain, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 2, 3 double crochet in the next. I skipped 2. I don't think I skipped 2 there. 1. Let's try that again. So skip 2 and then do 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, and I'm going into this one. I really don't like working into chains. I really don't. But hey. So there we go. You just need to look at your chains carefully and just decide what part of your chain you are looking at. Either you could look at this bar that goes across the middle and make sure you skip 2 bars, or you could look at the bottom curve and make sure you're skipping 2 curves, or whichever. Just find a part of the chain to focus on. So if I show you this one here, if the camera will focus, so either find one of these bars to focus on, or the top curve or the bottom curve, and just count those across so you know what you're skipping. And I find that far easier than trying to sort of work out where that chain is. I just find focus on the same part of the chain on each chain is so much easier. So anyway, we've done our 3 double crochet in that chain, and now we're going to skip 2 chains, chain 1, skip 2 chains and do a double crochet in that very last chain. And that is the hardest part of this pattern finished. So this is what you should have now. You should have 3 sets of 3 double crochet, and then you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets, because now I can show you the end, this first end. If you look at the bottom, this is where we've just stitched, we've got a chain 1 plus our double crochet and then 2 chains here. So what we have here at the beginning with those 7 chains is we have 2 chains at the bottom. This will come good when we do a stitch into the top of this, in the next row. You've got 2 chains at the bottom and then 3 for your double crochet, so that's 5. No, 3 chains at the bottom, sorry, and then 3 for your double crochet, because you're doing that double crochet into a chain. So like here we've got 2 chains plus our double crochet chain, so that's 3. Then here you've got 3 plus your 3 that go up plus your 1 for your chain 1. So that's how that works out. Anyway, let's move on to row 2. Okay, so for row 2 we're basically going to be putting the tops onto these diamonds. So we are going to chain 3 as a double crochet, turn your work, and then chain 2 more as a chain 2 space, and then you're going to do a double crochet 3 together over these next 3 double crochet. So yarn over for a double crochet, go into the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then leave that last loop on the hook. This loop will always be there, that's your I call it my hook loop. Okay, so then yarn over into the next, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and leave the last loop on the hook. So we now have 3, so 2 stitches plus the hook, hook loop, and then do the same in the third stitch, pull through 2, and then you've got 1, 2, 3 for those 3 stitches plus the 1 for the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3, and you can see there we now have the top on our diamond. So we have this diamond shape, kind of diamond shape. Okay, it might not be strictly diamond, but it's diamond-ish. Okay, I think it depends how big your chain is at the bottom really as to how cinched in that bottom goes. Anyhow, let's move on. Chain 2, and then you're going to do a double crochet in the top of this last, on top of this double crochet down here. Okay, and basically we are mirroring what we have down here. So we had a chain 2 here, so we've got a chain 2 up there. So let's chain 1 and do a double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 2, and then do another double crochet 3 together over these next 3 double crochets. So remember, that's your partial double crochet, leaving that last loop on the hook, and then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops, and then chain 2, double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the next double crochet, and chain 2. Do another double crochet 3 together, 1, 2, oops, what did I do there? Oh no, that's right. Sometimes it just doesn't look right, does it? There we go, 4 loops, pull through, and now for the end we want to chain 2, and then we want to do a double crochet into the second chain from the top. So second chain from the top, the first chain will often go really tiny, so that's the first chain, second chain, and do a double crochet into there. And there we go. diamonds in the wall. Lovely. Okay, row 3. We're going to make some more bottoms of the diamonds. So basically, as these rows go, we do a bottom and a top, a bottom and a top. But this next row is slightly different for the bottom because the first row we did was into our chains. So this is going to be slightly different because we're working into our actual row. So we are going to chain 3 for a double crochet, turn your work, do one more chain as a chain 1 space, and then next to this double crochet down here we have 2 chains. It might be quite hard to distinguish those chains, but there are 2 chains there, and you want to do a double crochet in the second chain. So don't get confused with which is the stitch of your double crochet 3 together. So you should have 2 chains here. If you look, you've got a space just here. Now that actually is your chain because your stitch is this side. So go into that chain with a double crochet and chain 1. And then you want to go into the first chain on the other side. So this space, the other side of the stitch, is the stitch. So this side was the chain, but this side is the stitch. And then if you look, you might need to turn it over and look from the top. You have, so you have the stitch, and then you have 2 chains. Can you see those 2 chains there? If you look at your own work, 2 chains. And make sure you go into the first chain and not the stitch, or that will put your work out of line. And then chain 1, and then you are going to do a 3 double crochets in this next chain 1 space. So skip the double crochet and do 3 double crochets in the chain space. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then you're going to do another double crochet in this second chain here, so the one next to your diamond, chain 1, and do one the other side of your diamond. Remember, skip your actual stitch. If you need to, turn your work over and find that chain and do a double crochet in there, and then chain 1, and then you're going to do another 3 double crochet in your next chain 1 space. So you're skipping that double crochet and then doing 3 in a space next to it. And then you're going to chain 1, and again you're going to go into this chain next to your diamond, chain 1, and I'm going to go in the chain the other side of your diamond, chain 1, and then you're going to do a double crochet in the top of your chain 3. So you have 4 chains here altogether, and you want to, no you don't, you have 5 chains here, so count the 3rd chain up or the 3rd chain from this side, so it's the middle chain. So 1, 2, 3, and do a double crochet in that chain, and there you go, the end of row 3. The wool is working up nicely, and those diamonds for the bottoms of those. So row 4. Okay, so for row 4 we are going to do pretty much what we did for row 2. We're going to put the tops on these diamonds, and we are going to work into these double crochets of our previous row. So chain 3, turn your work, chain 1 more for your chain 1 space, and then you're going to do a double crochet into your first double crochet along, and chain 1, double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 2, chain 2, sorry, chain 2, and then do a double crochet 3 together over the next 3 stitches. Chain 2, double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, double crochet 3 together, 1, 2 and 3, chain 2, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1 and double crochet into the third chain up or second chain along. And there we go. Lovely, lovely. So simple, this pattern. Love it. Okay, so row 5, we're going to start another row of bottoms, and I'm going to show you that one because our first row, we're going back to, if you look here, we have 3 diamonds on the bottom one, and then we have 2 diamonds on the next set. So we're going to go back to having 3 diamonds on here. But because this was worked into our chain, I'm going to show you that on the next row because obviously you need to know where to go. So I'm going to show you row 5 now. So row 5, chain 3, turn your work, chain 1 for the chain 1 space, and then do 3 double crochet in your second space. So skip this first double crochet and do your 3 double crochet in this next space. So 1, 2 and 3, and then chain 1, and then as before down here we're going to do a double crochet next to our 3 together. So remember it's the second chain here, the one right next to our stitch, and then chain 1 and do 1 the other side in that first chain, making sure you go into the chain and not the stitch. Sometimes these chains do like to go a bit tight, so just give it a wiggle and work your hook through. You might need to encourage it a bit. A wiggle and some encouragement can go a long way with a crochet hook. Oh dear. There we go. Okay, then chain 1, and I've lost my place on my chart. Okay, so we've done either side of that, and then we're going to do another 3 crochet, double crochet in 2 spaces along. So skip the rest of this space and skip the next double crochet and do 3 double crochet in the next space. Sorry about that, just completely lost my place on the chart. Okay, and then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do exactly the same. Do a double crochet in the second chain here, the one next to the top of your diamond, chain 1, do a double crochet in the chain closest to your diamond. Dun, dun, dun. So we are here. Again, it might need some encouragement. Just find that chain, it's gone very small. So there we go. Chain 1, and then you're going to do another set of 3 double crochet. After this double crochet, skip that one and do it in this next space. 3 double crochet. If you're a bit confused as to where to do it, it's directly above that first set. So here we go, it's directly above this set here. Chain 1, and then do a double crochet in the third chain up, or the second chain across. Double crochet in there, and there we go. Beautiful. Lovely. Okay, there we go, our first 5 rows. I love this, very gorgeous. Just be aware, if you can see mine, it is pulling in a bit as I work up, so I think I'm getting tighter. So just have a check of it every now and again and give it a bit of a tug. Make sure it's not shrinking in, and make sure you're not getting tighter as you go. Now, as you can guess, we need to put the tops on here. So we are now back to a repeat. So you're going to be doing row 2 here. So if you rewind almost to the beginning, and start back on row 2, and then you we tested it, and they needed 12 rows altogether. Basically though, you could just keep going until you have your 6 inches. I mean, ideally is to finish with your tops, but if you need to finish it with a bottom, then it's absolutely fine. So repeat, go back and repeat row 2 and put your tops on there, and then just continue from where you repeat. Just do, so you'll do row 2, row 3, row 4 and row 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you'll probably need to repeat back to do row 2 and row 3 and 4 again. So just repeat that until you have your 6 inches. I'm going to continue, and then I'll show you my finished square at the end. So just in case you're not quite sure where you're rewinding to, you are rewinding to our row 2, which is the row where we chain 5 to start with, 3 for our double crochet and 2 for our chain 2, and then you'll be going into your first double crochet 3 together. Okay, see you soon. And here we go, here's my square. Now I have actually only done 10 rows because, as you all know if you've been watching any of my recent videos, I seem to be crocheting a lot more tightly these days. So because my square is not 6 inches wide, I've not worked up to 6 inches high. So I think I'm about 5 inches, 5.5 inches. So I decided that to keep it square, I've stopped where I have. So this is what it looks like though when you've got a few rows of these diamonds going on. Beautiful square, love it. Diamonds in the wall, beautiful. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you found it useful and helpful, and if you have, please click on that like button and give us a thumbs up, and hit the subscribe and the bell if you haven't already, and then you'll know as soon as we have a new video out. And I can't wait to see what you've done with this, whether you've made it into stripes or different colours or whatever you've done with it. I can't wait to see. Excuse me there, I'm getting a little tired. It's not quite time for bed, but excuse me there. Anyway, so I can't wait to see your photos in the group. If you haven't joined our group already, the link for that is in the description down there as well. And any comments or questions, please leave them below too, or in the Facebook group. And until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.